Greetings nerdlings, and welcome to AmalgamNation Presents World of Lorecraft, Racecraft, Orc Edition Part 2, Orcish Culture. Orc society has always been characterised by hardy and rugged living. As a result, they are staunch pragmatists and never shy from killing if it will protect them or the future of their clan. All orcs, regardless of gender or station, are expected to pull their own weight, and weakness is considered a grave liability. The weakness of one contaminates the strength of all, and it is punishable by the greatest humiliation an orc can receive: exile. Different orc clans, however, have different personalities. Troll and the Frost Wolves are notable for having brought a measure of mercy and compassion to the horde, typically seen in Troll's kinder treatment towards peons who were once viewed as a despicable sub-race. On the other hand, clans such as the Warsong clan still cling to the rigid Spartan beliefs valued in the original horde as it was first established on Draenor. Yet regardless of their clan affiliations, orcs prize honour over all other things in life. First, to bring honour to their clan, and by extension the horde. Secondly, bringing honour to the self and their sense of self-worth as an individual. Likewise, hospitality is considered one of the greatest honours that can be bestowed. The orcs and Tauren have become fast and unswerving allies because the Tauren gladly offered the orcs shelter in a strange new land, as well as their assistance regardless of the cost to themselves. There is no discrimination between genders in orcish society. Women are able to pursue the same career choices as men, rise to positions of power, and are even expected to answer the call for battle just as men are. Strength, both physical and mental, courage, initiative, and independence are prized traits in all orcs. Traditionally, children are seen as children of the parents, but are raised as children of the clan. However, because of the newly unified horde and the current diaspora of individual orc families creating homes and settling down in various areas around Durotar, the Barrens and beyond, this typical clan scheme has been changing, and life is beginning to become more centred around the nuclear family rather than the greater clan. One tradition of the orcs in Draenor was a ceremony for newborns of the clan. The infant's parents would stand in a body of water near the encampment, with the entire clan observing from shore. The mother would hand the baby to the father, who would then proclaim the child as his through himself and his father, and present the baby for the clan's blessings. The clan chieftain would then hold the baby and declare the infant under their protection, to hope that they would bring honour and glory to the clan. The chieftain's heir would then give a blessing. Finally, the elder shaman would ask for the blessing of the elemental and wild spirits, and the hope that the ancestors would watch over the newborn. In some clans, if the child appears sickly or frail, they will instead be drowned, likely by the father. A common expression of scorn is that an orc should have been drowned at birth. This is likely the reason that parents would stand in the water when presenting a newborn. Blackrock clan and Bonechewer clan were noted for doing this without any qualms. The Frostwolf clan, however, were known to have rejected such cruel practices. Orcs instinctively revere the rugged forces of the natural elements, and as such shamans are held in high regard. They generally have a close relationship with the nature elements, and angering them is considered a grave offence. Wolves are a major symbol of the orcs, serving as guards, scouts, pets, partners, and mounts. Many such wolves came from Draenor. Horde shamans can speak to them and summon spectral wolves, and many serve a giant wolf spirit. Orcish faith and beliefs. Orcish religion takes the form of an animistic faith that has strange parallels with the practices of the Kaldorei. Orc shamans draw their power from the spirits of nature, forming an intimate connection with the very world that surrounds them. This awareness has led to even more revelations of their race's true nature, as the orcs realize that they live more in harmony with the world than many of the races of the Alliance. Orcs and slavery. The practice of slavery has historically existed in orc society, and while in modern times it seems to occur less, the practice still continues among the orcs, though it is unclear how widespread it is. Despite Troll's work to ensure that no orc would be cast into slavery ever again, a small number of orcs have been found enslaved by other orcs in the horde, for example, Blood-Eye Redfist. It appears that some orcs are also willing to enslave members of other races, both horde and alliance. Many of these slaves were once criminals whom were brought to justice. It is unclear why the orcs still allow slavery and to what extent, or why they choose to ignore it. The fact that the Crimson Ring, a gladiatorial circuit that very often includes slaves, is described as underground, seems to indicate that slavery is an illegal or at least heavily discouraged practice. However, the secrecy may be due to the nature of the matches, which many times include battles to the death. Surprisingly, the Crimson Ring's gladiatorial death matches and the enslaved gladiators are in the open at times, some of the tournaments even taking place in Orgrimmar and other Horde arenas. Bloodeye was well known enough to be described as a champion of the orcs. Another example is the case of Jinxo, who had been captured by the orcs and was going to be sold into slavery to a goblin had she not developed a plan for escape. Orc languages and Orcish names. Orcs know Orcish and Common. Orcs tend to only favour the languages of their allies, for example, Goblin, Torahe and Low Common. They have probably learned Zandali, Gutterspeak and Talasian in recent times as well. Most Orcish names derive from words in their language that have some complex meaning or hidden significance to their families. Typically this is the name of a favourite thing or relative. Family names don't exist. Most Orcs have last names related to some great deed of heroism or honour. However, in the case of truly incredible deeds, an orc might take on the last name of his father to ensure that the chronicle of that terrific deed lives on. The concept of honour is seen in every level of orc society, even in their naming practices. An orc's first name is given early in life, often derived from a family name or the name of a great hero. The tribe bestows the second name after the orc reaches maturity. This name is based upon some great deed. Such a practice gives rise to surnames such as Doomhammer, Elfkicker, Foeender, Skullsplitter, Thumper, and the like. This second name may be changed if a new one seems more appropriate. Male names include Grom, Trum, Drog, Gorum, Harg, Thurg, and Karg. Female names include Groma, Hargu, Igrim, Agra, Draga, Rima. Family names include Doomhammer, Deadeye, Fourbinder, Elfkiller, Skullsplitter, Axe Ripper, Tears Horn, Fist Crusher, Nose Basher, Scruton, Skullsplitter, and Hellscream. On a personal note, I don't want to know how somebody got the name Scruton, considering what it sounds an awful lot like. Orcish surnames are usually derived from great acts or merits a previous ancestor was lauded for, but some exceptional orcs earn their own surnames. Kilrog Deadeye, Kargat Bladefist are examples, and many prefer to use the names of their fathers. Troll, son of Durtar, for example. Only the family leader can hold an eponymous title. For example, there can only be one Doomhammer or Deadeye at a time, and the rest of the clan identify themselves through their line of birth. Two types of orc names appear to have arisen. Two syllables separated by an apostrophe and a simple name shortened from a longer one. The two syllable ones such as Gul'dan, Draktul, Dalrend appear to have initially been only used for spellcasters, but later exported. Garthok was a grunt colonel. The second type was highly cultural. Only those with powers over the warrior could use their full name, such as shamans and chieftains, or the orc's personal religious leader. For example, Brox's full name was Broxagar, a term for which he allowed only Tyrande and Crassus to use. Grom Hellscream's full name was Gromash, which Manoroth used to address him as demonstration that Hellscream was his. This is very inconsistent, however. Most of the known Orcish names such as Durtan, Orgrim, Nazgrel and Kargat are never documented being used in short forms. This is perhaps because they have no shortening. Orcish appearance. Orc males are massive and brutish looking creatures, weighing in at between 250 and 300 pounds and standing from 6 to 7 feet in height. They are not a small race. Even orc women tend to be only a half foot or so shorter and 50 to 100 pounds lighter than most males, and some of them are even equal in stature to their male counterparts, having broad shoulders and muscular, powerful bodies. Orcs tend to have coarse and bristly hair and beards, often black or brown in colour, greying with age. Orc males sometimes choose to grow beards that are wild and untamed, while others prefer them to be braided and tasselled. These beards always hang from the chin, as orcs do not grow heavy facial hair above their upper lip. Orcs are green-skinned, usually ranging from a light chartreuse yellow or olive to a dark forest or emerald green, and fell orcs often possess red skin. Untainted orcs, however, have brown skin. Orcs wear a variety of clothing styles, from furs and hides in some clans to heavy metal armour in others. They favour clothes of hide and armour and arm themselves with a variety of gear. Orc eye colours include blue, brown, hazel hazel, amber, red, and orcs who drank the blood of Manoroth had eyes that glowed a bright blood red. Pure blue eyes are quite rare in the orcish race and are seen as a sign of great destiny. Troll has blue eyes, and Garona in some depictions is shown with blue eyes, though this may be more a sign of her half-orc heritage and not her fate. An orc's face would be described by some races of Azeroth as monstrous, their hideousness comparable to that of trolls. Orcs have large heavy jaws from which protrude sharp tusk-like teeth, heavy brows, a broad and flat snout-like nose, and pointed ears. A fair amount of sexual dimorphism exists between the orc sexes, with male orcs possessing more extreme orcish physical characteristics, most notably broader shoulders and larger tusks. Male orcs, as depicted in World of Warcraft, possess a slight slouch, while females stand entirely erect. Orcs, especially orc warriors, are fond of tattoos of orcish symbols that have abstract yet personal meaning to the individual orc, such as a clan symbol or a battle standard. In orcish society, scars are a source of pride for an orc. The amount of scars an orc has received in battle marks his experience as a warrior. Their blood is black, as seen in the tutorial of Warcraft 3 cinematic and as quoted from Dalen Proudmoore. However, other sources show that their blood is red. All original orcs were brown skinned, from bark-like brown to reddish brown. However, their bodies react when exposed to warlock magic. Though the nature of this change is somewhat different in other fell-touched races, the nature of orcish fell magic means that all nearby orcs, including those who avoid warlock magic, take on a green pigmentation and gain body mass, though why the Mag'har are much bigger than Durtar orcs in World of Warcraft is unknown. This colour change appears to be genetic, as Troll, who had little direct exposure to warlock magic until recently, has had green skin from birth. As this corruption progresses, the orcs' eyes may become flaming orbs of red or green, and their skin will soon change from green to scarlet, transforming them into fell orcs. Through certain rituals, this state is reversible. However, should the orc continue to drink large amounts of demonic blood, they enter the final irreversible stage of transformation and mutate horrifically, growing additional fangs and erupting with horns from their backs, arms and hands. Currently, orcs of the Horde have a wide variety of natural pigments ranging between shades of light green, dark drab olive, brown to greyish brown. Most orcs of the Blackrock clan have grey skin tone. As of Warlords of Draenor, many of the orcs of the Burning Blade clan also have grey skin tone. Orc relations. In the newly established Horde, the orcs have strong ties to the recent race members of the Horde who are originally from Kalimdor. Ties between the orcs, Tauren and jungle trolls are unquestionable. In the aftermath of the Third War, Troll, Cairn and Vol'jin reluctantly allowed the Forsaken to join the Horde ranks, and with the reopening of the Dark Portal, the Horde recruited a fifth race to its ranks, the Blood Elves. Although the Horde has 5 notable races, the Horde also counts as its members Mok'Nathal, a race of half-orcs, and the Stonemaul ogres. Recently, Troll has tried to establish a connection to the Ironforged dwarves in order to minimise wars between the two races. This can be seen in a quest chain taking a Horde player into the Blackrock depths to find the daughter of Magni Bronzebeard. However, it is safe to assume the dwarfs will not improve relations anytime soon due to their current affiliation with the Alliance. Either way, this mission proves to be a failure since the princess refuses to return to Ironforge. In the Wrath of the Lich King, the Horde becomes allied with the Tonka, an ancient offshoot of the Tauren and the Tuskar. The Tonka are Horde specific, but the Tuskar are a naturally neutral race. Orcs have a long history of violence with humans, though they grudgingly respect their strength, and some still cling to old hatreds even despite the fact that they fought alongside each other during the Third War. However, while they don't like humans generally, the orcs do respect their own leader, Jaina Proudmoore, especially since she had chosen to side with them over her father. Thank you for watching, and as always remember, play to game and game to play.